What's up, everybody? Femi here. Happy Sunday. Um, sorry, I was a couple of seconds late there, a couple of minutes late. Literally at 12:59 my time, my server decided to crash. It was like, really? So, but actually, that's how good I'm getting at this. It only took me 3 minutes to get the sound bit going again. Anyway, hello. Happy New Year, people. 2021. May this be way better. I mean, it's got to be way better than 2020. 2020 was just a piece of crap. I don't even know what to say about it. That was the craziest year I've experienced in my time. I'm sure you too. But anyway, here's the 2021. Hey! Hi, Joanne. Drink ready? Well, I just did an attitude adjustment, so drink away. So I actually have 2 drinks today. This is kind of interesting. I have my little bottle of Woodbridge Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, here's the deal, by the way. Somebody said to me, why aren't you using like a wine glass? Why are you drinking it out of the bottle? That's the whole point. It's a joke. Yes, I could put it in a wine glass, but it's more, it gives something people to talk about. Like, have you seen Femino being an idiot drinking? It's a Mondavi. It's a Woodbridge Mondavi. It's a good Cabernet, and I just think it's funny as shit to be drinking it out of a little plastic bottle. That's the only reason I do it. I got that, and I got this. We ain't going to say what's in there. Anyway, Carrie, hi, honey. Happy New Year. Oh, Bubba. It's Bubba, actually. I was going to say, I wonder why. Never mind. Linda. Hi, Linda. So anyway, it's cracking me up. Oh, we're up to 5. So it's amazing. It's how many times have I done this now on YouTube as opposed to Facebook? And, we were getting like, couple hundred people, 400 or 500 people watching on Facebook, and for some reason or other, they cannot grasp the concept of how to go over to YouTube, which is why I keep putting the link on the YouTube site on the Facebook site, in hopes that they'll just click it and it'll take them over here. But we've been Michael, Happy New Year, buddy. Let's go with this one. Anyway, forgot what the hell I was saying. Not that it matters. All right, so first things first. Let's do another attitude adjustment. This one, actually, let me crack this fine week of Cabernet. Holy crap, what they do with this lid. There we go. Actually, this should be champagne for this. But, okay, so New Year's Eve. Everybody have a good New Year's Eve? I mean, stayed safe, had fun, all that. Got some cocktails, celebrated bringing in the new year. You know what New Year's is to me? It's Leslie and I's anniversary. This year is 30 years. Now, you got to understand how nuts Leslie and I both are. If you know us personally, you realize you know us. So for her and I to make it for 30 years, that definitely calls for an attitude adjustment. So Leslie, I know you're talking to Christy right now and you're going to watch this later on, but here's to us. 30 years, babe. We did everything we set out to do, and damned if we ain't still having at it. Yee-hee! Woo! Linda says, Jimmy, you're looking better this week. Last week was tough. Yeah. Thank you, Joanne. I can tell you why that was, and hopefully this week will be better. Everything's coming back together health-wise. My body, like with the broken ribs from the open heart and all that stuff. But one of the problems with having open heart surgery is it messes with the size of your the inside your rib cage, and so your lungs, you can't get um, like full breaths without it really hurting. So last week, I've been doing all this PT, all this physical therapy and stuff, to get like my arm strength back, my leg strength back, and blah 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 blah, and that's all working wonderfully. My energy, someday on the days that I don't have dialysis, I feel like today, I feel fine. But if I try to sing or overexert in the breathing department, anything that requires a whole lot of breath, is when I start to look like I did last week, Linda. Happy anniversary, you too. Love you guys. I'm going to assume that that's still Bubba. Thanks there, Bub. So anyway, that's what the deal is there, and which is why I actually sat here for the last hour with an oxygen machine sitting here, doing like the little old man thing, this thing, just getting oxygen in, filling up the lungs. But anyway, so now the next part of my physical therapy is working on my lungs and my lung capacity and everything, so that I can get my full voice back, so that I can sing without feeling like I'm going to faint. So that's what that was all about me looking a little bit faint last week. Because it saps your energy. I mean, when you can't breathe, you don't realize how important oxygen is to your energy level until you're not getting enough. And then it's like, oh, okay. Hold on. I just smushed my glasses on my eyeball, and all I could see was an impression of my eyeball in reverse. All right. So, Leslie, happy anniversary, honey. Okay. So now one more, couple of things to remind you guys of. Number one, the new album is out. Songs Around the Campfire. And, the orders are trickling in, and it's very cool to see people still caring about new music from moi. It's available as, streaming. It's on, the album's up on Spotify and Amazon Music and all that stuff. And any place you would find streaming. Also, it's available to download, on iTunes and any place, Amazon.com/music section, I guess. And a lot of my fans of the older demographic are still listening to CDs. I just got an order in today for a CD. What I've done is, if you want to get a CD copy of the album, they're $15, and they don't have like the artwork and all the, the stuff that goes with when you buy it on as a download. What I do is I literally just take a CD and burn it here off the computer, off the master, and I just mail you a CD of the album. So anyway, and shipping is included, by the way, in that $15. So it's an 11-song album. Evidently, people are loving it. The people that already have it are saying that they love. To quote Kathy, Davis, she's like, love the new music. And I've gotten a lot of comments like that from, people that have already scarfed it up. So thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Excuse me. By the way, if you want to know where you can get that, aside from going to Spotify and or iTunes and stuff like that, you can go to my website, jimfemino.com. And on there, you'll see a site that says music, store, where to buy stuff, and, about me and all this other crap, and, pictures of me and fans. And but anyway, you just go to the music section, and you can order it right on there. It's just that simple. Anyway, all right. So let's drink to that. Hold on, I forgot the hey-o. Hey-o! New album, man. I'm already working on a new album, believe it or not. Yep, I'm just going to keep, as I'm feeling better and better, I'm just going to keep pumping out, new music. Wow, that was a particularly good week that they bottled in this one. I like it. All right. Now I no idea what that is. Just kind of came out. Oh, speaking of weird stuff. So yesterday I'm cruising, just cruising through YouTube and cruising through Facebook and everything. And up actually it was on Facebook. In my feed comes this thing about co-writer of the song "Take Me Home, Country Roads" dispels myths about the origin of the song. And I was like, that's interesting. I just assumed that John Denver wrote it. He's the one who had the big hit with it. And that's he was a co-writer on it. There were actually 3 writers. There was him. He actually came in on it. It was pretty much written by this guy and his wife, and they brought it to him. Anyway, my point is, the story is on my Facebook page. I shared it to my Facebook page, and it's interesting because you think about that song and you think about John Denver, and you just it's his theme song. It's also the state song of West Virginia. Did you know that? And the only reason West Virginia got in there was because the first line they came up with was Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River, and they were like, "Man, that just sounds cool. It's a great visual." Anyway, the story is on my Facebook page, on my personal Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/Jim Femino and the number 1, it'll take you there, and you can just scroll down like 1 or 2 things and posts, and you'll see the thing about John Denver and that song. It's really interesting. But in honor of that, I thought, man, there's a song I haven't played in like 30 years. So I thought I'd do it. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather around her. Miner's lady, stranger to the water. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, oh, take me home. Country road. I hear her voice in the morning now, she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Riding down the road, I get a feeling I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, take me home. Country road, country road, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, oh, take me home. Country road. Ooh. So there you go, in honor of that post that's up on my Facebook page about the truth behind how that song was written and where it came from. The night they wrote that, actually, John was in a bad car accident, broke his thumb on the windshield of his car. And as soon as he got out of the emergency room, he immediately went over to his co-writer's house and finished the song, which makes perfect sense to me because I remember one time I was up in Maine, and this is back years ago when I was going out with this girl Betty, and I was on stage, and I had given Betty a bunch of money to watch for me. Bruce, what the hell are you doing there, dude? He's being nuts back there. But anyway, I had given Betty, while I was on stage, I had given her a bunch of money to hold for me, and she put it in her bag. So she hung the bag on the back of a chair. And I remember seeing this guy reach in the bag from the stage and grab the money and take off, right? So me being me, I come down off the stage and I go after this guy. He's gone. I mean, that fast. He was in a car and gone. But I asked around, and you gonna make it there, buddy? I found out where he was. I went and found him. Bruce, stop it. Making me crazy. Anyway, I found out he was at another club, and I went to this club, found the guy, and pummeled his ass, got my money back and pummeled his ass. Well, in the process, I broke I think if I recall right, it was my ring finger on my right hand when I punched this dude. Well, my finger was just like, like up and backwards and everything. And went to the emergency room, fixed it, and they put a hard cast on it. And I remember telling the doctor, no, you can't do that. I'm in the middle of a show. I got to go back to the show that I'm doing. And they put one of those metal finger thingies on and a bunch of tape and everything. And I went back. Oh, no, it was the left hand. I take it back. It was the left hand ring finger. And the reason I remember that is because when I went back to the club and they were like, how are you going to play? And I'm like, dude, I'm going to use it for a slide. So I was using this cast of sorts that they put on my finger as a slide. And I'm playing all this Greg Allman shit. And everybody was like, dude, you're out of your mind. So my point is, excuse me, I totally get John Denver being in a bad accident, breaking his thumb on the windshield of his car, and leaving the emergency room and going over to finish the song. I mean, it's exactly what I would do. I know exactly what they would do. Let's see. Joanne says, looking good this week. Thanks, honey. You look good all the time. Every time I see you online, you look good. And I called Joanne this week. I said to her, I texted her. I'm not texted her. I messaged her first saying, I know what you look like. And you know what I look like and what I sound like because you see me every week doing my Sunday Funday thing. I said, but I've been sitting here wondering if you still sound the same as you did in high school. So we found a way to, reach out to each other verbally on WhatsApp or actually through Messenger. But it was funny because it's just like, yep, there's that voice. And she still sounds the same. So I wonder why that is that your voice doesn't change. That's too deep a subject to even get into. Anyway, let's drink to the fact that we're all still here, right? Because there are a lot of us that aren't. But anyway, Joanne, here's to you and your voice sounding the same. Hello. Bubba says, I think I played that song as my final 10th grade guitar class. Yeah, it's pretty easy. There's only like 4 chords in the whole song, 4 or 5 chords. So I can see that. I didn't know you played guitar there, Bubba. What's up with that shit? You never told me that. Michael Kennedy says you should sign the CD so it's not mistaken as a bootleg copy. Well, actually, Michael, I have. I've written. I mean, actually, you know what? I can show you one because I've got one right here. Yeah, come on. I literally have just been burning them on a regular CD like this. And if you get a copy that looks like that with my little signature on it down there with the little smiley face, Jim Femino, you know you've got a legit one. Isn't that nuts? Yeah, that way. Ain't nobody stealing my shit. Let's see. Bubba says, I don't. I assume he's referring to playing guitar. I don't. I butchered it. My fingers are too small. Dude, I don't want to hear it because I got stubs. I mean, I am stubby. You understand what I'm saying? You just got to want it bad enough. You can take that guitar. You get a love on it. And stretch your fingers. Woo. Actually, Bubba, there's all kinds of guitar. I mean, there's all kinds of hand isometrics. Linda, that's exactly what I was going to do next. That's so funny you would say that. Well, we're getting there. Yes, we'll do that. That's weird that you knew I was going to do that next. What's up with that? It's all like telepathy and shit. Did y'all see that Twilight Zone episode last night about telepathy? No, never mind. Neither did I. What the hell was I saying? Oh, Bubba, if you ever do want to practice something for guitar, for helping build up the strength of your hands and your fingers and helping them stretch farther and everything. Beep, 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 beep. There's, hold on. Excuse me. There are actually 2 things I can show you. What the hell is that? Why is a breeze coming through here when no windows are open? Hold on 1 second. That's kind of weird. Okay, that's some freaky shit right there. I mean, it's like cold out, so all the windows are closed. And a cold breeze just blew through. Now, some might say, cold spot. I know what you're thinking. It's a ghost. The spirit of somebody just went by me. I mean, that was truly weird just now. I mean, it was really strong breeze and there's absolutely no reason for it. Sorry about that. Me and my ghost just hanging out. Wait. Ooh, in case it's a girl. Ooh. So anyway, I don't know if y'all have been following. Let me do this after that sneeze so I don't snot on my guitar, even though it gives it a lovely tone. Sorry. I don't know if y'all have been following like the election and everything here in this country, but there are they keep saying, mainstream media keeps saying, that Trump hasn't come up with any proof of any wrongdoing in the elections and everything. And I follow all these other news sources from around the world, and just to get, unbiased not Ted Turner's point of view or anybody else's point of view who owns CBS or NBC or ABC or any of those, even Fox, Fox is better, but at least they're closer. But uh, if you follow this at all, boy, there's some seriously wrongdoing that's gone on. Evidently, Trump did in fact win, and they piled on the Electoral College piled on a bunch of votes of people that aren't even registered voters, that aren't citizens of the country, that aren't that aren't registered, whatever. I mean, but evidently he's the one who had, if you go by the original Electoral College votes, he's the one who had 306 Electoral College votes, which again, as all this happened, I'm watching all this, and all I could think is, it's like, once again, this song of mine from 20 years ago, My America, it's just more and more relevant every day. And so I was going to play it anyway, and Linda asked for it. So here you go. I have a friend I've always known since the day I was born. She's been my home. Some call her America, the land of the free. I don't know about that anymore. That's not what I see. Yeah, I see her dying. I see her crying. Tears for old glory and all she used to be. I see her children hating and fighting, too busy to notice Miss Liberty starting to crack. Yeah, I may be old-fashioned, but I want my America back. My America used to be safe when I was a boy. You could go any place and not have to worry what might happen to you. In my America, somebody's mom always watched over you. True story. But I see her dying. I see her crying. Tears for old glory and all she used to be. I see her children hating and fighting, too busy to notice their liberty starting to crack. Yeah, I may be old-fashioned, but I want my America back. If I could have her just for one day, yeah, maybe the whole world might see there's a better way. But I see her dying. I see her crying, tears for old glory and all she used to be. I see her children hating and fighting, too busy to notice their liberty's starting to crack. Yes, someday they'll all say, I want my America back. Yeah, call me old-fashioned, but I want my America back. One nation under God. My America. My America. By the way, if you haven't seen the official video for that song, My America, it's right here on my YouTube channel, and I'm really proud of it. It was actually back when I was still an artist and I was touring and everything. It was the last single that I put out before I gave up touring and being an artist, as it were, to become a professional songwriter here in Nashville. The video is just cool as shit, and I just I'm still all these years later very proud of it. And I keep, I don't know how to explain this, but this song, My America, with everything that's going on and has been going on, it keeps it's like a daily occurrence. Something pops up that says, Jim, stop everything you're doing, work My America. Just worry about getting My America out to radio, to whoever. I mean, and I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure if it's supposed to help somebody or if it'll open up people's eyes to the fact that they're, like the bridge says, there's a better way, than what's going on. Anyway, there are a lot of people that have learned that song. Some other singer-songwriters that have learned that song, and it always humbles me when I hear other people's versions of that song. And I just I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just sometimes when I'm playing that song and I'm hearing myself singing it, it's almost like I didn't write it. It's like I'm singing somebody else's words or something. But it's not. It's just me. Little old me. Anyway, let's see. What do we got over here? Woo, go Jim. Says Lil Soap 2. Sup? Mahalo. Linda says fantasy guitar playing. Were you playing along with me? Or were you trying to say fantastic guitar playing? I don't know. I just had this picture of you meaning fantasy. You sitting, you're just playing. Ooh, the air guitar. Great words, great song. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, that was one of those heartfelt things that I wrote that wasn't meant to, I didn't write it for the radio. I didn't write it for somebody else to sing. I didn't, I just, it was just how I felt. Joanne says, so relevant today and yesterday too. True that. And I think it's going to be after January 6th, even more relevant. Just a thought. Speaking of which, January 7th is my birthday. Yeehaw, I'm going to be 69. You know what that means. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Okay. My son says to me, "You're gonna be 69. We got to get you a hooker." I was like, X-nay on the hooker. No, 7 heart attacks later. I would be the guy that would die in bed with a hooker, right? Not to mention the fact that I don't cheat on my wife, and I never have, and no sense starting at 69. That would just be too weird. Linda says, fancy guitar playing. Oh, thanks. You know, it occurs to me, speaking of fancy guitar playing, that I started right at the beginning of the year, like on my birthday, I think, is when I got a guitar when I was 6 years old. So that would mean I've been playing guitar for 63 years. So you'd think I wouldn't suck after 63 years, right? So that's nice to know. By the way, I'm thinking the gig on Sundays before I do this show is I sit here for an hour with that oxygen machine on because I'm feeling good. Wait a minute. What do you think? I could do this. It's like, maybe it could be my new look. No? That's messed up. But anyway, yeah, they brought this oxygen machine over to me, and they were like, well, the reason you're having problems singing is because your lung capacity isn't back up to normal. But for those of you that have been following the hemoglobin saga of my life, ever since the open heart, and I had that complication during the surgery, a vein burst, and they had to give me a blood transfusion, and they couldn't give me enough blood back because they were afraid this vein was going to burst again or some shit. I don't know. But my hemoglobin it's supposed to be between 13 and 17.5 or some shit like that, right? And mine had dropped all the way down to 6.2. And hemoglobin is your red blood cell count. It's where all your energy comes from, where, just life in general, what I mean? Just your whole vibe. So I had like 0. As you know, you've been watching me get better and better as time goes on while I've been doing these. But they told me that when I get to 10, when the number got up to 10, I would start feeling like myself again. Well, Linda. Anyway, I keep getting sidetracked for trying to read this stuff over here. What the hell was I saying? Oh, so they told me when it reaches 10, I would start to feel like myself again. Well, this week, just like a couple of days ago, when I went in and they checked my hemoglobin again, and it was at 10.6, which might be one of the reasons I feel as good as I do today. Which means it's time for an attitude adjustment because I'm at 10.6 and I'm feeling fine. Woo! Hey! By the way, speaking of hey, I forgot who that originated from. The other night I happened upon an old Johnny Carson show on regular air TV. And there was Ed McMahon doing his hey, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So here's Ed McMahon. Hey, Ed. Bubba says, now that's sexy. I'm going to assume you're talking about me putting that little oxygen mask on. It might not be sexy, but I'll tell you what, obviously between the oxygen and my hemoglobin being up, I'm getting my mojo back. Oh, in the good news department, and I don't think I shared it to my Facebook page, or I don't think I shared it anywhere, but y'all know Just Got Started Loving You, my biggest hit, as far as hit songs go that I've written. So a friend of mine yesterday sent me actually, I think I might have it right here on my phone. sent me a text. Excuse me. Yeah, here it is right here. Now, I know you can't probably see the printing because of the lighting in here, but that's James Otto. That's a picture of James Otto, the guy, who had the big hit with it and sang it, that I co-wrote it with. Anyway, so this was in this week in Newsweek magazine. Newsweek. I made Newsweek. It says it's about the under the top 100 songs, the top 100 greatest country songs of all time. Just Got Started Loving You by James Otto. It's at number 87 in the top 100. I don't give a shit the fact that it's 87. The fact that it's one of the top 100 of all time country songs, which is so weird for a kid from Salem, Massachusetts. And even my son, Art, said to me yesterday, we were out getting some wood, and he said, dude, do you realize how cool that is? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're talking about, the 100 greatest of all time. That's country song. You're talking like Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, just any big country star you've ever. Oh, Hank Williams, all these. He's like, you're in there with them on this song you wrote. He said that we need to go have like a shot or something. I mean, we need to be celebrating this shit. But anyway, it's funny because it says in here in this article, it says Billboard rank 87 artist James Otto Just Got Started Loving You. James Otto's deep vocals have been compared to those of country legend Conway Twitty. His voice was so highly regarded that songwriter Jim Femino personally arranged a meeting to get him in the studio. Now, okay, again, Jim Femino in Newsweek. What's wrong with this picture? That, to me, is kind of weirder than having it be in the top 100 of all time. The fact that I'm in Newsweek, next I'm going to show up in like Time or some crazy shit. Anyway, I'm very proud of that, and I think that deserves an attitude adjustment. Hey, Newsweek in the top 100 greatest country songs of all time. I'm sorry, that is just fucking funny. I don't give a shit who you are. Pardon my French. Let's see. What do we get over here? Linda says, how does a Frenchman count? 1 through 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, ooh la la, 70. Yeah, that. Bubba says, hey-oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy, Bubba, ain't it? Long way from the farmhouse. Sitting there making my little records and writing my little songs. And, yep, long way from that. Craziness. Absolute craziness. No, you know what? Speaking of that, let's play that. Why not? One would think. You don't have to go now, honey. Call and tell me you won't be here today. Baby, there ain't nothing. A day off is so important, it can't wait. Thankful for the weekend, but 2 days in heaven just ain't gonna do. This is gonna take forever, darling girl. I just got started loving you. What's the point in fighting what we're feeling? We both know we'll never win. Ain't this what we're missing? Let's just stop all this resisting and give in. Let me wrap my arms around you. You know you don't want to leave this room. Come back and let me hold you, darling girl. I just got started loving you. What can I say? I never felt this way. Girl, you're like a dream come true. After all the love we made, it sure would be a shame if we let this moment end so soon. So won't you lay back down beside me, girl, just like I know you want to. Trust me when I tell you, darling girl, you just got started loving you. Oh, it ain't gonna stop. Woo. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What can I say? I never felt this way. Girl, you're like a dream come true. After all the love we made, it sure would be a shame if we let this moment end so soon. Yeah, I'm thankful for the weekend, but 2 days in heaven just ain't gonna do. This is gonna take forever, darling girl. I just got started loving you. Come back and let me hold you, darling girl. I just got started loving you. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Number 87 on the Billboard 100 Greatest Country Songs of All Time. Said it right there in Newsweek this week. Yay, me! Oh, and James Otto and D. Vincent Williams. That's crazy. I mean, it really is crazy. So there's this dog named Bruce Wayne who just went from the couch to my feet, and he's looking up at me like, Daddy, it's lunchtime. At 2 o'clock, usually between like 1:15 and 2 o'clock, he starts letting me know it's time for lunch, right? So he's sitting here. You can't see him, but he's sitting here underneath the guitar between my feet, just staring at me. Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute there, buddy. We got another 10 minutes here, or 7 minutes, whatever. Oh, let's see. Bubba says, you deserve it. Just sitting in Collegeville, knocking over beams and stuff. Yeah, that was, I've told that story many times. You know, Bubba, dear friend of mine, he used to come back after Benny and Flynn's. He would come back to the farmhouse, you know, with a bunch of other people, and we'd just party all night. I mean, we were hard partiers. But Bubba, there was this one beam in between the dining room and the kitchen in this farmhouse, this old farmhouse that I lived in back then. And it was a decorative beam. It wasn't like a support beam. And this one night, Bubba, he's got this big old stein of beer, no lid on it, just a big old mug. And I remember him looking at me. I can still see Bubba, I can still see the look on your face. I mean, it never changed. You're just sitting there with that half grin of yours, and he's got this beer, and he leans up against this big ass fake beam, and the beam goes over, and he goes with it. And I mean, the expression on his face never changed. And the beam hit the floor, he hit the floor, and the whole time his arm, his hand as he's going down is going like this. And he hit the floor, and he didn't lose one drop out of that beer. And he's laying on the floor going, I'm good. I'm good. Beer's good. So that's what Bubba means by that knocking over beams and stuff, and that little comment there. Well, those were good times. Those were good times. All right. I know. In all honesty, I do know that shithead here at my feet is he's going to start barking any minute. Once he starts barking, then it's time to eat. He doesn't stop. So, and I got him some fancy dog food, and I've got me for the new year a lobster. Yes, a Maine lobster, and I am about to cook it and eat the ass out of it. I mean, I'm a lobster eating fool. Anybody who knows me can tell you, when I get done with a lobster, there is no meat to be found. I mean, you can send in the professionals. There is no meat to be left in that skeleton. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to this lobster when I get done with this show. I am going to cook it, and that's going to be that. By the way, quick lesson for those of you who don't know how to boil a lobster correctly. You don't really, you can boil them and you can bake stuff them and all that stuff. But if you really want the tastiest way to make a lobster, steam it. Put about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch of water in the bottom of a pan. Put the lid on it. Turn the fire on high. When it fills up with steam, put the lobster in. Let it sit in there for 11 minutes. Don't ask me why 11 minutes is the magic number, but it is. Leave it in there for 11 minutes. When it's done, shut the fire. I will turn the flame down underneath it after it really gets cooking, because it'll end up these bubbles come up and get all over your stove and make a mess. But that's why that pot's sitting there, by the way. It's waiting. It's going, cook me, Jim, which I'm going to in a minute. Anyway. Also, when you steam them like that, Chef Femi, yeah, I've thought of doing a cooking show. Not. Even though I do cook my ass off. I cook all kinds of, great Italian, Sicilian stuff. And well, there we go. The heat came on finally. That's interesting. As opposed to the cold blast of air that came through a little while ago. Yeah, that would be a good show. Chef Femi. How to cook Doritos. Just kidding. Let's do just for no good reason at all, an attitude adjustment. Hey, for no good reason at all. Whew. Y'all know what we're going to end with. Same one I end with every time. So I'm called Smile. Because that's what it's all about. It's 2021, people. Smile. We are past 2020. That unto itself is worth a giggle. Anyway. Now all I can hear is John Denver in my head here. Life's a circle. No beginning, no end. Don't matter where I go, somebody's already been. So I'm running around trying to get somewhere. When I'm already there. I have to remind myself, what's your rush? Where are you going? What do you have to do? Just can't wait one more minute. So important to you. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. Just a little while. So slow down. Live a little, laugh a lot. Smile. Yeah, now look, I spent my life, yeah, I did, running after money. Spent my life chasing after fame. You know, it occurred to me, I was chasing after nothing. All I got was one day closer to the grave. So believe me when I say, what's your rush? Where you going? What do you have to do? Just can't wait one more minute. It's so important to you. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. Just a little while. So slow down. Live a little, laugh a lot. Smile. Smile. Yeah, you may not always get what you ask for, but you can bet you'll always get what you need. So what's your rush? Where are you going? What do you have to do? Just can't wait one more minute. It's so important to you. Yeah. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. Just a little while. Yeah, just a short while. So slow down. Live a little, laugh a lot. Slow down. Live a little, laugh a lot. Wow! And smile. Smile. Think of all you got. All the blessings. Those who don't. Smile. 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 There you have it. This week's Sunday Funday with Femi. This is the best I have felt in about 3 years. I mean, my voice is there. From working on physical therapy with a lung specialist all week. So that's kind of cool. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Share it with your friends, you know, once it's posted up on YouTube. Maybe we can get some other people joining us on here. Steve Larrett, well done, brother. Thank you, brother. Steve, good to see your name on there, babe. My boy. Larrett, a great singer-songwriter under his own right. Nice to see him there. Let's drink to Steve. I haven't seen Steve in dog's age. Let's see. Keep your spirits up, my friend. Talk to you next week. Love you, brother. Bubba, same to you. Joanne, great show. Stay healthy. You Your rush is to cook your lobster. No, I'm not in a rush to cook it because I got to answer all these emails and stuff first. But anyway, I think we got up to 7 or 8 this week, which is better than 3, which was last week. I mean, if we can get everybody that was watching the show on Facebook, which was hundreds of people, to realize that all they got to do is just come over here instead of over there. Tell all your friends, it's over here. It's over here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe so that it'll pop up, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe we can get this crowd a little bit bigger because the more the merrier. Joanne says, great shows to hell. We already read that. Keep your spirits high. Anyway, I want you to know that I love y'all. Happy New Year again. Happy belated New Year. And God bless you. May this year bring you nothing but health, happiness, and may all your dreams come true. Joanne, congratulations on the new grandchild. May God bless him. And rest of y'all, rock on, and I will see you next week. Know that I love you. Know that I appreciate you being here. And yeah, all that and a side of fries. Woo! Femino out. Here I go.